our session for tonight. So you have the floor. Greenies, help me welcome our facilitator. Please drop a clapping emoji in the chat box. Kindly clap for her so that she can begin. Is how like the level of energy that you give that will determine maybe if she will start or not, or if not, we will all sleep here. We will not go. So please kindly welcome her. Drop a clap in the chat box and welcome our facilitator. Operations Ma, you have the floor. Thank you, Ma.
Hi, Jisam Rafiat. I've been disabled to share my screen, so I want to share my screen for her.
Okay, Taiwo. Okay, kindly hold on. Um, how about now? Try sharing your screen. Let's see. Jisam Taiwo, can you hear me?
Yeah,
How about now? Are you able to
it's
share
still
your screen?
no, it's still disabled.
Oh, okay, let me check. Okay. All right. How about now? Try. I think you are a host now. So try sharing your
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, I can now. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Well, not yet. I can only see T. That's your wallpaper.
A minute, a minute, a minute, a minute.
Okay.
How about
Okay.
now?
It's coming up. Yes, it's up. You can
All
see
right,
your
thank you.
screen.
All right, thank you.
Oh, all right. Operations Ma, you have the floor.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jisam Taiwo and Jisam Rafiat. Good evening, everyone. Kindly confirm that you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we actually had a very interesting GSAT today, and I would just like you to just share your experience in one word. How was it like connecting with nature today? What was the feeling like? Did you get those bombastic side eye, or you really enjoyed connecting with nature? Just share your experience with us in one word or two. How was it like connecting with nature today? We have just a minute to do that. Refreshing. Oh, thank you for your response. Exciting, nice, satisfying.
Fascinating.
All right. Please
I would say,
let's maintain chatting, please.
okay, chatting, okay.
Yeah. Fantastic, amazing, inspiring, loving, fun, great. All right. So yeah, I think this is actually a step forward to what we also want to achieve here today, which is fostering harmony with the environment. Just sometime, next slide, please. Next slide, please. All right. So to begin, I will actually like us to uh sorry, a minute, please. Yeah, apologies. I'm trying to see this on a bigger screen. I can barely see the screen. All right, so yeah, to begin with, I will actually want us to uh, use a case study of the gardener and the garden. We all know who a gardener is. A gardener is someone who takes care of the garden, who protects the garden, who keep it refreshing, who keep it alive. And in that same manner, we can actually compare this with man and the planet, whereby man is supposed to be the gardener, and then the planet itself is the garden. And this is if you actually see it that way, you know that it's very important for man to take care of the environment. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the ego of man, and we can actually see that from the picture there, we can see how man has decided to like take over, be like dominate over the nature, tell every other species in the ecosystem that I'm the boss. And this attitude that we're actually displaying is affecting the environment because we're having that negative mindset, and because we are feeling like man should actually dominate, we are not seeing it as man should also uh coexist and live harmoniously with other living organisms in the ecosystem. These habits is actually degrading the environment, and we could see from the picture on the screen that's deforestation, where people are just busy cutting down all of these trees. And I mean, even for businesses, when you cut down trees, you should actually plant trees. And it's not just about planting the trees, you actually need to nurture them. Yeah, because tree planting does not just stop at you just dropping the seeds in the ground. You need to really nurture them, take care of them, and make sure that they are old enough and mature enough, and so that one that you actually cut down. Then our indiscriminate waste disposal, we can see on the screen. So in in Nigeria, we have this culture of dumping our waste in the drainage system whenever it rains. And little did we know that we're actually harming ourselves because this waste that we're actually pouring in the drainage system. Apologies, apologies for my background noise, please. Because this waste that we are pouring in the drainage system, it's actually going into the water bodies, the rivers, and this actually the water flow that at the end of the day we end up drinking in our homes. And this is also to tell you that it's not just about taking care of environment, you are also taking care of yourself, because there's a nexus between the environment and the human health as well. Next slide, please. So if you see the next slide now, you will see different pictures of how the ego of man, just sometime with next slide, ma'am, how the ego of man in the ecosystem uh has really caused a lot of harm. We can see the fumes from industrial waste. We can see bush burning. Um, I can see the trash. There's a picture that the trash that is being disposed into the river, and then sometimes the nylon that we throw there actually suffocates the fishes. Sometimes the fishes end up consuming microplastics, and then we buy all of these fishes, we consume them. So you think you are eating a very tasty and delicious fish, whereas you are actually consuming microplastics that initially you had initially poured into the river. So now tell me, who are you doing? Do you think your ego of saying that you want to dominate over the ecosystem? Don't you think human is actually at loss now, and there is a need for us to actually foster harmony with the environment? You can see release of dirty water into the larger water bodies. which actually flow into our homes. Next slide, please. So yeah, let's just also still talk about the dangers of ego and our illusion of dominance. Dominance, as in we want to say, we are above nature. We are in charge. We are the ones that should actually take control, and not us saying that, oh, there are other living organisms. We should all cohabit and live peacefully together and take care of every other living organism. So yeah, history has shown us that when humanity believes it is above nature, nature finds a way to remind us of our place. And you can see that picture where we have our prosperity and we also have destruction. So this is actually a call to us all that we should actually let go of our ego and live harmoniously in the ecosystem. Yes, next slide, please. So yeah, like I was just explaining, there is a need for us to move from ego to echo, and we can now see a better picture now where it's no longer going to be about man dominating, and we now have man as an entity also in the ecosystem, and we can all live together, because we also need to respect all forms of life. And this is a way that we can have that sustainable future, because we are also saying we don't want biodiversity loss, and we want to take care of every living organism in the ecosystem. So yeah, this is just for you. We all know what a spider is. So here is a message to every one of us on this call today. Just as each thread is crucial to the strength of the spider's web, so too is each species vital to the strength of our ecosystem. So we have a choice to continue living in an illusion of dominance, or to embrace our role as caretakers of the earth. So yeah, I think I have a question for everyone on this call. What do you think? Should we continue to live in an illusion of dominance, which is the ego, or we embrace our role as caretakers of the earth, the echo, and then we live harmoniously with every other living organism? Let me see who is still following. I'm waiting for our response. Okay, thank you, Oluwashio and Godpa. All right. So next slide, please. Let's talk about the role of entrepreneurs now. Next slide, please. Yeah, I see our responses now. Thank you. Issues we are following. Yeah. So let's talk about the role of entrepreneurs now. I mean, entrepreneur, which is actually the theme of this academy. And we know that we just want to charge every one of you who are the entrepreneurs for this academy now to be change agents and actually embed sustainability into whatever it is you are doing and drive sustainable change. And in our various businesses, let's always consider the social, economic, and environmental impact. So as much as we're after the main reason why we started our business, we're after the profit making, let us also always consider the environment, because it is actually this environment that our businesses thrive. And I just want to implore us that we should actually work with sustainable business models that actually eco-friendly, the social responsibility, let's support communities. And also, let's try to balance financial gain with the environmental and social impact, because the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else receives it. And I just want to tell you that there is no planet B. This is planet, we are Earth, and we really need to take care of it. Next slide, please. So briefly, let's just talk about circular economy, which is a system that tries to eliminate waste and keeps resources in use as long as possible. That is, it actually increases the life cycle of uh of your of a particular product. You can always reuse, you can repair, you can recycle, and this actually helps to reduce your ecological footprint. And you can see the picture frame here. We have of course we know what the primary use of a tire is. Primary use of a tire is for a car to move, but tires have their they have the expiration date and all, and this is a tire that is being used for that purpose. This is also another tire that is being upcycled into a seat, the red one, and this one by the middle, it's actually production of polythene bag. So whereby all the pure water, sachet, and every other nylon that we discard as waste, they're actually taken back to the factory, and they actually reuse this waste material, and then they repurpose them back. So it's recycling because they change whatever chemical formula they are having sometimes. So they recycle it back using an extrusion machine, and they're able to produce polythene bags from this waste. There are also some uh they are jerseys now. So there are jerseys, there are t-shirts, there are also footwear that are also made from PET bottles now. Then composting too, of course, food waste, you can always compost them and use this as fertilizer to also for maybe mini garden in your home or something. Then the last picture is actually getting um from Planet 3R, and it's like it's also recycling, and it's from pure water sachet as well. They're able to make school bag, office shoes, sandals, slippers from all of this. And that's just to tell us that uh, in nature, nothing is wasted. Everything is recycled. And that's also a quote from David Suzuki. Yeah, so next slide, we'll just be talking about briefly on the environmental footprints and how you can implement the sustainability strategies that you can implement as well. So your environmental footprint is actually a measure of the impact that your activities have on the environment. Yeah, so if you drive your personal car alone, the the exhaust coming out from it is on your head. If you take public transport, you are sharing that way, your footprint is reducing. If where you're going is not far and you decide to maybe just take a walk, that's even more sustainable, or a bicycle where you are not even burning any fuel. So your environmental footprint actually, it represents the amount of natural resources consumed and the amount of waste and pollution generated as a result of this activity. Yeah, that's just what I just explained now. And there are some strategies you can take in your businesses. Yeah, you should actually identify areas to reduce the ecological footprint. Let's say in your business, there is a way you can make use of, so you can reuse some materials instead of you just keep acquiring new ones. If there's a way you can incorporate green technology and innovations, uh, let's say your source of power, if you're just starting out and you can afford renewable energy, I mean, that's actually a way. And they can also collaborate with other sustainable businesses and communities. So you can see even the SDGs itself, there is SDG 17, which speaks about partnership. And that's to actually tell us the extent to which partnership is key, because sometimes it's not just, it can be overwhelming for you to say you want to do this, you want to do that. But how about you are working on a particular project and there is this company or this other business that you feel you can collaborate together. Let's say they already work on their own core is on renewable energy. How can you actually collaborate such that renewable energy will not be your own headache, because that's not really what your business is focusing on. So this is where collaboration also comes in. So you can partner with sustainable companies and see how you can also incorporate this sustainability into your own business as well. So again, there is another letter to you all. You should remember that every action counts. Stay informed, advocate and act for the environment, and inspire others to commit to change for a greener planet. Um, so next slide, please. Just like I've mentioned, there are also a few eco-friendly actions that you can take during the course of this training, because you will learn more about the areas of waste management, reduce, reuse, refuse, recycle, recover, repurpose. Yeah. So all of these things, they are what you will still learn during the course of your training in the Research Academy. And like I said earlier, I just want to re-emphasize, it is not enough to plant trees. Please ensure to nurture the trees. And some of us also engage in tree planting activities. Please always say to, okay, fine, we are planting these trees. How can we also nurture it? How can we be certain that it's actually grow the way it should? The change you want to see actually begin with certain small steps, and those small steps they are what you can actually work to improve on, to also reduce your own footprint as well, because every action will count. Next slide, please. So, and I'll just leave by charging us with this few lines. Just want to urge every one of us to be a conscious leader. I mean, be environmentally conscious. In different aspects, we are all leaders, and where we find ourselves, we can always encourage others too. So yeah, on your own, you should actually learn and reflect on your personal responsibility to the planet, the way we are all learning together here now. And yeah, that's a step forward, and I want to congratulate you, because it's in a bit for you to learn that you have actually applied to join the GSA cohort 29. And another thing too is, in your different businesses, always try to conduct environmental impact assessments and switch to eco-friendly materials. So you can make it a gradual process, or leave it at the back of your mind that you really want to practice this sustainability thing. You want to switch. You want to start to use eco-friendly materials. You want to start to be conscious of your actions and your products and your business as well, because your business can only thrive in this environment that we are in, this planet as well. So yeah, this is to just charge you to become advocates of the environment in your own community and support policies around sustainability. So yeah, during the course of the academy as well, we would see where we also urge you to be advocates of the environment. That is, you should actually, what you are learning now, try to speak up for the environment, try to also share your knowledge, try to encourage others too. It is not just for you to say, you want to be making proper use of the waste bin now. How about your immediate environment? How about your immediate circle? Are you also able to pass down this knowledge to them, that they should also do the right thing and live sustainably? So yeah, dear entrepreneurs, profitable businesses do not need to harm the environment. But sustainability is not actually a trend, it is a responsibility for us all. So thank you very much for listening. I hope I've been able to charge you to be more conscious of the environment, and to also try to imbibe environmental sustainability in your businesses. So I'll just leave the room now for questions and And thank you.
Thank you very much, Operations Ma. Thanks for the wonderful session. So, Greenies, please, if you have any questions, kindly drop it in the chat box so that Jesam Ramat can attend to it as soon as possible. Thank you very much once again for the wonderful session. It was really impactful and it was amazing. Thank you very much. So, Greenies, very quickly, please, if you have any question, drop it and appreciate Jesam Ramat in the chat box. So let's do that very quickly. If you have any questions, please bring it forth. Okay, someone said she have a question. You can unmute yourself or type it in the chat box very quickly. Betiang, I think this is your message. So if you have a question, kindly unmute yourself and ask or okay. Okay, there's a question here in the chat box. Jesam Ramat, his question says, how can a leader of an organization that renders services practice sustainability?
Okay. Though I would say your question is not complete. That render services. I feel like all businesses render services, but what service precisely are we talking about here?
Okay, Monyoluwa Amos, kindly complete your question or you unmute yourself and ask your question properly.
Good evening, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Okay, what I mean by an organization that renders service, some organizations actually deal with products, production of goods, while some render maybe like legal services, educational services, and all of that. So, like, how I have had this question in my mind for some period of time now. How can leaders in this organization, they are not producing anything, and it's impossible to say that, okay, maybe through their activities, they are releasing gases into the environment and all of that. So how do they practice sustainability, environmental sustainability? Thank you, ma'am.
Jesam Ramat, are you here with us?
Okay, I wasn't here before. Did I miss out
Okay,
on
sorry.
something, please?
Okay, sorry for your network. Okay, did you get a question or the network wasn't able to?
No, the network. I just returned here now. Please, what's the question?
Okay, sorry. Monyoluwa, please kindly unmute yourself for her. She was not here when you asked your question. So kindly ask your question again. Okay, I guess Monyoluwa is not here. So I'm going to read out another question here from the chat box. The question says, embracing sustainability in your business seems easy to preach, but it could be quite expensive, especially as an up and coming, I think upcoming entrepreneur. Take for instance, someone who just tried opening a pharmacy, trying to consider green and renewable energy in the form of solar panels. They are really expensive. Also, in terms of packaging, bamboo packaging and brown paper bag packaging are more sustainable. However, their production will definitely cost more than plastic bag packaging. What then can such a person do if their funds are not sufficient, but they are passionate about green and sustainable practices?
Okay, thank you. I was actually thrown out again, but I think I got a part of the question somehow. I think one thing is you can actually encourage for the packaging parts now. You agree with me that it's expensive, so you can actually encourage what's this hair now? Reuse, where
Reuse.
they actually bring their own shopping bags. So let's say for every product that you buy, if they are to pay a certain amount because they need to get a packaging for it, trust me, they will know that they have to keep bringing their own packaging back. I mean, it works. People are doing this, but just remember that this is Nigeria. We also need to be realistic. You don't want to be very rude about it. You also want to try to like explain to them. It could just be an inscription placed somewhere to actually let the people know why you're actually doing this. And uh and if they're actually coming to your store and they're finding everywhere to be like neat or fun, the waste bin is there, that is a way. And just randomly on your wall, maybe you just have that heart of someone somehow connecting with nature. They understand what you are trying to say. And it's actually going to be a collective effort that can work more. Because imagine as a pharmacist, you are doing this, as someone into apparels, we are also inculcating this. And then even when the government is now trying to make some policies too now, people can actually grasp it. We can all relate better because it's not so sustainability is not that one thing that where you can work in isolation. It is more relieving when you have to work together. I remember that even when I was talking, I mentioned about the collaboration thing itself. So this packaging too that we are saying now, if your business will make you want to go for this packaging, do you want to consider which is more sustainable? I know there's a very sweet debate where you actually do that one during the course of this academy. Just enjoy. You guys will need you interact during the course of that particular. Um, so do you also want to consider which is more sustainable? Do you want to look for companies that actually that is what they are doing? Their own is to actually just their product is the sustainable packaging materials. So do you want to like involve them, partner with them, and see if it can actually, if you know, if it's a partnership thing, how can you both work together and it's not pocket tearing as you are presuming it. So Garofiat, is there any other part of the question I missed?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess you literally answer majority of the questions asked. So, but there are other questions in the chat room. Yes, I think you basically answered the person's question. So, thank you for that. There's another question here. It says, how can sustainability be preached to those who can't afford it? For instance, pure water is cheaper for others to buy as opposed to boiling water, which will need gas or firewood and of course bottled water.
Okay. Yeah, how can sustainability be
It
preached?
be
So
preached.
when it comes to water, I'll tell you that the best you can actually do is to bring your own bottle. Is to actually stay with your own bottle. Because I mean we are getting there gradually, and maybe it's going to shock everyone, where there will actually be that time where you cannot just get the pure water, or bottled water the way you think you'll get it. All you keep saying will be the water dispenser. And for most water dispensers now, the idea is for it to be with your bottle. So trust me, you won't even get cup there to use. So when it comes to water, it's actually encouraging to it's encouraging to actually go with your own bottle. And then how can you preach sustainability? So like I said, it's let the change actually begin with you. Let your actions, your words, let them be around that, such that sorry, excuse me, such that people know you for that, and people are also able to learn from your actions. So, like I said, it's a gradual process. We don't, it's, and yes, sustainability can actually be very expensive, but the little you can do, and check your immediate environment. What is prevalent there, and what can you actually change? And when it comes to actually advocating, there are different ways that you can use to advocate. For instance, now, if you're actually to talk to old men and women, the elderly ones, you can actually consider how that thing, what they are not doing right, how it is now affecting them, that will make them want to live sustainably. For instance now, if it is the women, they want to consider that, okay, maybe they are used to uh cooking with firewood, and this burning of firewood, it actually has some effects on their health. It has some negative impact on their health. So how best can you actually assist with that? Do you know some NGOs or organizations that are working on this this cooking stove now, not uh that is not burning that flame, that is causing hazard to their health? So these are interventions. Then if you have friends, your friends too, when you're working together or when you're in a vehicle, are they just used to throwing trash from the window outside, and or outside of a moving vehicle, or while you guys are walking, they throw things away? Or do they just you randomly that in their house, whenever it's raining, they pour their trash in the drainage system? So these are actually few ways that you can also use to advocate. So one thing when advocating is, try to you need to understand who the person is, and how and what the person is actually exposed to. So whatever you are saying to such person is relevant. You are not going to, and then it's also practicable. Yeah. So I think that's it from my end. We have more.
Thank you very much for your response, just Ramat. I hope that answered your question, ideally. So I think there's another question here. So this will be the last question we are taking, please, as we are running out of time. And I guess it's even part of what has been discussed before. So the question says, what is your recommendations for using plastic bags?
Okay, I think I'll leave you to enjoy your debate on that. But regarding plastic bag, if at all you have to use it, it's best you can reuse them and not just use once and keep getting. But yeah, enjoy your debate on that. So yeah, of course, circular economy, yeah, is a sustainable practice, because you keep reusing or recycling uh those set of waste. Then someone is saying, how can we, which is religion. Yeah, I don't know if this person submitted the GSAT that you were given yesterday, and that's to actually also expose you to the fact that even the religion does not say. I'm sure most of us actually carried out the GSAT, and we would see from our research that even religion is not against this. And yes, in our gatherings. So when we actually talk about religion, it's not until we see the 001, 002. Some of us are still in school, in our campuses. We have fellowships. We have this. We are religious leaders in our own organization. So how about the GSAT you did yesterday, and based on the research you were able to find out, how about you actually saying one or two to actually, I mean, and that's a way you can actually advocate. I mentioned students, different gatherings that you can always advocate and preach for environmental sustainability. So yeah, I just want to give my final word to actually just urge each and every one of us to have an amazing time in the academy. So yeah, the academy is designed to actually have that discipline. And yes, we the GSAMs, we are on the group, whether or not we are typing, we are actually following up with conversations on the group. We are seeing everything that is going on and on. So this is just us telling you that we mean no we have no intention to be rude to any one of you. We respect everyone. We respect every participant. We respect ourselves even as JSONs as well. So but please stay true to the process. Follow the instructions. If you have questions, you know what to do. Just ask politely. We have no intention to be rude to any one of you. But yes, we have the structure, we have the standard we would like to maintain, and we are also certain that by the time you are done with this academy, you would love that you actually participated in it. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a wonderful night and enjoy the rest of your session, because yeah, this is not the end of it tonight. It's super packed. Enjoy the rest of it tonight. Thank you so much, Plugger Rafiat and Plugger Tai for helping me out with.
Thank you very much for the wonderful session, Jisam Ramat. Thank you for the session. Greenies, please thank Jisam Ramat in the chat box and drop a clap emoji appreciating her. Thank you very much for the wonderful session and for answering the questions perfectly. Thank you. We really appreciate you, and thank you for honoring our invitation. We hope to hear more from you, as this was a packed session. So Greenies, we're already far behind schedule. Let's get back to our WhatsApp group. So this will be the end of our session for Zoom tonight. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you all the GSAMs on the call. Thank you Jisam Ram and Jisam Taiwo, Merit, Jisam Gift. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. And let's go back to our WhatsApp so that we can continue from where we stop. Thank you very much once again, Jisam Ramat, for joining and sharing out of your knowledge with us tonight. Someone wants to say something? Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. So I will be ending the call now. Let's get back to our WhatsApp channel so that we can continue from there.